I'm going to show you how to work with design options in Visuals. So as you can see, I have Revit on my left and Visuals on my right. And you just hit this little start button here. It brings up some charts, but what we are interested in today is go to settings, check include design options, which will make sure that you get all those design options down here included. If you turn this off, so let's say you go to settings, if you turn this off, it will only take the main model. And yeah, I can even show that to you. So we can clear all our charts here. And if you come over to mass floors, there's some default charts that are prepared for massing options, or for mass floors, for mass elements. And you put the colors on, you can see they all have the same area on each level, and there is 5 levels, and they correspond to what you see on the left. Now, if you were to put the design options into the quick filters, on the left here you can come to this gear icon and select design option. You can see it only has this primary option here. And if I switch to settings, go to include design options, turn that on, you can now see that it has all the design options. So massing shape, massing stepped, and massing test. It will always do the option set and then the option name, separated by the double colons. And if you come down here, you see there's like the cubic, shaped, stepped, and then there's test. And you can also see this cubic, shaped, stepped, and test. And now you can see that this chart here has a bunch more stuff and even colors that don't show up in the viewport on the left. That is because they exist in different design options. So we are currently looking at the main model. So if I filter by clicking on this, the chart is now showing only what is in this primary option. But if I was to include the shaped one as well and deselect the cubed one, you can see that in our 3D view we don't see anything because we were looking at the main option there, and in the chart now we only see the shaped thing. So that's kind of the workings with design options. You can duplicate these charts by just clicking on these little icons here, and then when you click on it you can bring it into the chart editor, and in here you might want to just put one design option on one chart. I'm just assuming that you want to use design options, but yeah, that's how we go. So go to advanced filters and then type design option. Oops, maybe properly. Design option, done. And then do a contains filter. And then depending on what you want, let's say you want to see the cubic one, you can type cubic or whatever your design option is called. And you can apply this. And it's done, because probably it's written different. Ah, yeah, it's with a capital C. So come back in here, capital C, there we go. It's case sensitive. So that would be floor area by level, and let's say cubic here. And then we take this other one here, and in here we do a different filter. We say again design option, and then we say contain, or yeah, contains, and then there was one that was called shaped, apply, okay, and then we say shaped in here. So now shaped is in this one, cubic is in that one, and let's duplicate this one more time. Down here, let's take this one and what's it called? Stepped. So let's go to advanced filters again and let's say stepped, apply, cool, and we say stepped in here. This chart is still synchronizing the colors. That's why you don't see anything here. But if I go to stepped here, you can see if I switch the design option in Revit to match what we've just locked the chart onto, it shows the colors there. Okay, so cubic, shaped, and stepped. And of course you can switch the chart types however you want. I'm just going to leave it simple like this. Let's say, so this is floor area by level. Let's say you want to look at some other parameters on your floors, right? You probably know what your what the parameters are that you mostly use. In this model that I've prepared here, the usage parameter is being populated. So I can duplicate this chart again down here, and that is now this one. Filter, yes, so this is the step one. I switch it to a donut chart, and then I say slices not by level, but by usage. And then you have like a distribution of your like hotel, parking, office, whatever. Okay, and this is for the actually, so this chart was for stepped. Okay, this one was for stepped. So I'm gonna copy this one here, put it in here. Oops, right. Okay, well, floor area by level. Hello. Floor area by level. Stepped is what we wanted to have here. And then copy this, reorder so that they sit next to each other. Take this one here and say floor area by usage. Also for the stepped option. Okay, and then let's take the cubic one here, duplicate this one up here, change the chart type, say advanced filters. Yep, cubic is correct. And then we don't go level, we say usage. And here again, cubic, just to fix the design option. Okay, so this one, these two correspond, and now let's take this guy here, duplicate this one, and in here we do a usage, and we switch this again, and that one was for shaped option, and then we pull this here, and this one goes here. Now maybe finally you want to give an overview about the overall areas per option. So you can just make a chart from scratch if you want to. You could do this and then switch to this icon here, which is the total. And then categories is all. You want to restrict that to mass floor. And why does it not have area? Hello? Ah, yeah, it doesn't have an area parameter because in Revit, the area of the massing floor objects is called floor area. This is also, you need to be aware of this when you make these other charts here, right? If you take this one, it's using floor area, not the regular area, because that's just how Revit works. And Visuals is always just taking the parameter name you have in Revit, it's transferring that to Visuals. Pretty simple. Yeah, so this would be total floor area for, let's just say total area for the cubic one, cubic. And we do need the advanced filter again, so go into design option, contains cubic. apply. Okay. Yeah, and this roughly makes sense, right? This is 6,200 whatever. And if you look at this chart, parking is 1,200, this one is another 1,200, and this one is 3,700. So that adds up to 6,200. And then you would, yeah, you could repeat this. For the other ones, you can double click this up here to add a title and say massing options or whatever, and add a description for this dashboard. And then once you like this, you can come over to templates and then go to personal. This is probably, yeah, you have a trial right now. So you don't see this from my organization. You get this once you have a license. So you will see the personal ones. They will be empty for you because you don't have any yet. Yeah, and you just say save new, which brings whatever you had in the dashboard into this templates section. And now you can always come back. So let's say this was cleared, the charts are gone. You can come over to templates, personal, massing options, and there they are again. Okay. So yeah, remember, if you want to work with design options, go over to settings, say include design options. Otherwise, it will only take the main model and the primary option of each design option set. And that's it, yeah. That's how you work with massing objects. And yeah, you can take any parameter that you see on these massing floors, you can use them in visuals to build a dashboard from them. You can even do ratios. Maybe I show this to you as well. So let's say you want to calculate the ratio between this floor and this one here. For that, you can use a different chart type that Visuals has, and that is the. So if I bring the total chart up here, I can duplicate it. This last one here is a ratio chart, and it can calculate the ratio between two totals. So it tells you already add at least two total charts to create a ratio from them. So you can do that. You can add a second total chart. So now you have like total 1 and total 2. So total 2, and then the ratio is between the total 1 and total 2. Okay, so this makes sense now, right? If you hover over the ratio, you can see which one it's taking. So it's taking the blue divided by the purple. So total area cubic divided by total 2. They show the same, but we'll fix this now. So let's take this chart and duplicate it even one more time. And this is going to be called top floor. Top floor. And this one we will call the bigger floor. Just you can give this better names. Big floor, so that it is quite clear. Okay, now we need to adjust what kind of data goes into these two total charts. And for that, we can use the advanced filters again. Design option cubic. Let's switch this to the stepped one because that's what we're looking at here. Stepped. So take this and then we add a filter, which is going to be on the level. Oops. Level. And that is, this should be the big floor. So that's the level here is level 4 equals L4. Apply. Okay, so that's the big floor. And let's just also add the option name here so that we are super sure what we're doing. Okay, and now the top floor, we go in design option, stepped, and then we add a filter for the level equals, and that is probably L5, I guess. And then top floor also for stepped. Yep, let's type correctly. Is this? Yeah, now we have it. Okay, top floor stepped. Cool. So 1,000, 200, and 700. So and in some jurisdictions, the building code says that yeah, your upper floor can only be like 2/3 or whatever from the floor below. Then you have a proper setback or something. So come back to the ratio chart, and now we say, okay, the total to divide is, which one is it? It's probably the, I don't know. Let's just try. So that we divide the big floor by the top floor, 1.5. I guess it's the other way around. We divide the, so let's say we divide total to divide. We take the top floor and we divide it by the big floor. Yep, there we go. So, for example, in Germany, where I did most of my architectural practice, this would need to be below 0.75 to be counting as like a recessed setback floor. Yeah, I think that was a lot of info here. Hope this gives you an idea what you can do with a program, and I hope it's useful to you and you can make nice dashboards. Oh, and what I totally forgot is, of course, all of this stuff is live. So when you come here and you change this stuff, your dashboard changes, right? So you can tweak your massings until you have like exactly the 0.75 that I just mentioned. So let's really maximize this. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Your investors will like this.